Hi, my name is Victor Moreno, and I'm here to share my results of my analytical report for class uh, number 290, Business Communications. So the purpose of my report was to compare three separate diets to determine which of those diets is best for my health and my lifestyle, using four different criteria points. The first one was the ranking among experts. Number two was the types of foods contained in each diet. Number three was the prep complexity, meaning how difficult was each diet going to be when it comes to actually preparing the meals. And then number four was which of these diets has the most fiber-rich options. And I'll explain why that's important. So just to provide you some background, not too long ago, I ended up in the emergency room. When I got there, they first thought I was having appendicitis, which is basically they thought my appendix was about to rupture. Once I had a CAT scan done of my abdomen, it was determined that it was something completely different. It's called diverticula, which is basically glands on your large intestine that, if they become inflamed or infected, turns into diverticulosis, which is very painful, very uncomfortable, and not something anybody should ever have to experience. Unfortunately, there is no cure for that condition, but there is a way to keep it at bay. One, with a healthy diet and with a fiber-rich diet, which is why I decided to assess three different diets. And that is really the purpose of this report. So let's get into it and talk about what are the three different diets that I researched. The first one is the Mediterranean diet. It is the most popular diet in the United States right now. It consists of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. It is based on the traditional foods of countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea, such as France, Spain, and Greece. It does discourage red meat intake, but it does not completely exclude it, as long as you're eating in moderation. It also is considered among the easiest diets to implement. The next one is the DASH diet, which is an acronym for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. It is also very popular and developed 20 years ago. This diet has the support of the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institution. It shows that it is helpful to reduce the risk of heart disease. Next, the other benefit of this particular diet, it is similar to the Mediterranean diet, but it does have a few more restrictions, but it also gives you a lot more fruit and vegetable type options, and it also encourages the consumption of legumes, which is basically beans and things like that. The next one is the MIND diet, which is an acronym for Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. It's a handful. What that basically means, it's a hybrid of the two diets. It is believed to help reduce the risk of dementia and other cognitive related conditions. This diet is also similar to the other two when it comes to the type of foods that are contained in the diet, but it absolutely discourages processed foods and fried foods. So here are the criteria results. First was overall diet rankings. According to a report published by the US News and World Report, the Mediterranean diet ranked number one overall with a score of 85.1. The DASH diet ranked number two overall with a score of 75.4. And lastly, the MIND diet ranked number three overall with a score of 60.7. It's important to note that there were 30 different diets evaluated, and these diets were evaluated by a panel of health leading experts. Moving on to the second criteria, which is food comparisons. Here I compared food types, restrictions, and servings for all three diets. My summary: the Mediterranean diet allows for more variety and access to more food groups. Based on that research and my personal taste, this is how I ranked them. I ranked the Mediterranean diet number one, the DASH diet number two, and the MIND diet number three. Third criteria, meal prep. Healthline.com was a great source for this type of information. On their website, they provided recipes for a full week, Monday through Sunday, for all three different diets. I ranked these diets based on meal prep effort. So here are the results. The Mediterranean diet, with the exception of lasagna and grilled lamb, I could actually prep all those recipes myself. So I found it to be moderate effort when it comes to preparing those meals. For the DASH diet, I determined that I can prepare all the meals listed on their list with minimal effort. And lastly, the Mind Diet, I determined that I can also make all those meals with medium to moderate effort. So here are the rankings based on my personal taste and my abilities. The DASH diet, minimal effort. The Mediterranean diet, moderate effort. And the Mind Diet, moderate, medium effort. So the number one ranked on this particular category would be the DASH diet. And now for the final criteria, which is fiber content. As I mentioned before, a fiber-rich diet can help reduce the risk of diverticulosis. So based on my research, diets with the highest portions of plant-based foods provide the most fiber-rich sources. With that in mind, here is how the U.S. News and World Report rank each diet. The Mediterranean diet ranked number 2 with a total score of 78. The Mind diet ranked number 7 with a total score of 18. And the DASH diet ranked number 9 with a total score of 13. So the winner by a landslide in this particular criteria point was the Mediterranean diet with a score of 78. So my final recommendation, what I did is I racked and stacked all 3 of these diets and compared all 4 criteria points. The Mediterranean diet won 3 out of the 4 criteria points. The DASH diet won 1 of the 4 criteria points, and the Mind diet didn't win any. So the result, the Mediterranean diet will be my choice moving forward to help me stay healthy and help reduce the risk of suffering any more issues with diverticulosis. That's all I have. Thank you for your time. Have a great week.